seems that the king met Aslan. I don't know whether it was in a vision or face to face, before he had sailed far, and Aslan turned him back and told him he would find his long-lost son awaiting him when he reached Narnia. As they arrived at Cair Paravel, they heard a flourish of silver trumpets coming over the water from the ship's deck. Jill expected to see the old king come down the gangway, but 4 knights, carrying something and going very slowly, appeared. They were carrying the old king on a bed, very pale and still. They set him down. The prince knelt beside him and embraced him. They could see King Caspian raising his hand to bless his son, and everyone cheered, but it was a half-hearted cheer, for they all felt that something was going wrong. And suddenly the king's head fell back upon his pillows. The musician stopped, and there was a dead silence. The prince, kneeling by the king's bed, laid down his head. There were whispers going to and fro. Then Jill noticed that all who wore hats, bonnets, helmets, or hoods were taking them off, Eustace included. Then she heard a rustling and flapping noise up above the castle. When she looked, she saw that the great banner with the golden lion on it had been brought down to half-mast. "I wish I was at home," said Jill. Eustace nodded, saying nothing, bitten his lip.
I have come,
said a deep voice behind him.
You have done the work for which I sent you into Narnia. I have come to bring you home,
said Aslan. Then he opened his mouth wide and blew. But this time they had no sense of flying. Instead it seemed that they remained still, and the wild breath of Aslan blew away the ship, and the dead king, and the castle, and the snow, and the winter sky. For all these things floated off into the air like wreaths of smoke, and suddenly they were standing in the great brightness of midsummer sunshine, on smooth turf, among mighty trees, and beside a fair, fresh stream. Then they saw that they were once more on the mountain of Aslan, high up and beyond the end of that world in which Narnia lies. But the strange thing was that the funeral music for King Caspian still went on, though no one could help but hear it. They were walking beside the stream, and the lion went before them, and he became so beautiful, and the music so despairing, that Jill did not know which of them it was that filled her eyes with tears. Then Aslan stopped, and the children looked into the stream, and there, on the golden gravel of the bed of the stream, lay King Caspian, dead, with the water flowing over him like liquid glass. His long white beard swayed in it like water weed, and all 3 stood and wept.
Son of Adam,
Said Aslan.
go into that thicket and pluck the thorn that you will find there and bring it to me.
Eustace obeyed. The thorn was a foot long and sharp as a rapier.
Drive it into my paw, son of Adam.
Said Aslan, holding up his right forepaw and spreading out the great pads towards Eustace. "Must I?" said Eustace.
Yes.
Said Aslan. Then Eustace set his teeth and drove the thorn into